Hi folks, I'm Ted with Urban Greens, and today's video is a sort of continuation from one of our planting demonstrations. Chad planted these channels just about exactly 3 days ago, and today we're going to go ahead and pull them out, take a look at what we consider to be completed germination. Then we're going to go over a quick step, preparatory step, before we take these channels and put them into the grow rack for them to be under lights and to get growing. Start with pulling 2 channels off the top. And then stay tuned, and I'm going to change the camera angle so we can see in the channels, and we'll be right back. Okay, so these are the first 2 channels I pulled out of the germination rack here, and we're going to pull the covers off and see how we're looking. Things look pretty good. As I said, this is just about exactly 3 days since planting time, and in that span of time, we haven't done anything to these channels. We haven't checked them, we haven't watered them. They just sat in the rack with the covers on, and this is how they look. I would say that this is a pretty good time to uncover them. We like there to be, somewhere between 1/4 and a 1/2 inch of stem growth on these germinated channels before we put them under lights. Growers can have, a different opinion on how much or little stem development has gone on while they're kept in the dark. And so for any grower who wants something different, they can either pull their channels slightly sooner or slightly later than this time. One final thing before we put these channels into the grow rack is we like to add what we call a wick, which essentially is another piece of fabric that we add to the drain side underneath the grow mat, like so. And what that does is it seems to help break the surface tension of the water held in the back sides of these grow mats. And so when they're growing in their sloped grow rack, this helps facilitate the drainage from the front to back in between watering cycles. And we found that this is a really nice benefit to the growing health throughout the life cycle. And so what we do is we just lift up the mat carefully here, slip the wick underneath. Notice we overlap underneath the mat and then a few inches out the drain spouts, just like that. And these guys are ready to go into the grow rack. All right, so I've got all the channels from this planting into the grow rack, got the lights on. And one final quick note that we like to mention is, if you'll notice, I've got some drips on the floor. Wonder what that is. Want to double check to make sure that your channels are all catching the drains, or else they'll start to drip over the edge. So we're going to go ahead and pull these guys back, make sure they're all catching the drains appropriately, and then they're good to go.